better for them to get motivated just to get out of their head. Don't overthink it. Because humans tend to overthink stuff in general, fitness, life, love, jobs, opportunities that we have, and we overthink them and then we bring them down and then sabotage ourselves. Don't overthink it. Just go ahead and do it. You want to go ahead and start your fitness journey, make a note of what you want to do and be realistic of your goals.
What's going on, guys? We are here with another episode of The Men's Lair. I'm here with a good friend named Anna. How you doing, Anna?
I'm doing pretty good.
Good. Yeah, we're just going to talk a little bit about like her story and how she came to be and like how she grew up and then what she does now. Just a little backstory on who you are. So I just want to know a little bit about you. Because I know we would meet and stuff at NutriShop when I used to work at NutriShop, and that's kind of where I got to know who you were.
Yeah.
I don't know you entirely because obviously I would just see you come into the shop and stuff. But just want to give the viewers a little brief, summary of kind of like who you are, where you grew up, and then because how old are you?
I'm 35.
Okay.
Yeah.
29, so I'm still a little younger.
Yeah.
Yeah, so just a little brief backstory on who you are, because where'd you grow up?
It's kind of difficult because my parents were divorced.
Okay.
So I grew half of my life in Mexico because my dad is there.
Okay.
And the other one here.
Okay.
So I was going back and forth.
How many years were you in Mexico and then? It
was an every year thing. So one whole year I spent in Mexico and then come back a whole year right here.
Okay.
So it was, it's kind of like that story where they say you're too Mexican to be white and too white to be Mexican. So that's me right now. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that's crazy though. I didn't know that that's the experience that you went through. And when did you know why? Like, what's the reason that you guys would go back and forth and stuff like that? Or like you guys were just...
Well, it's just like the sharing custody period of time.
Yeah.
My dad
Who lived in Mexico?
My dad.
Okay.
My dad was there.
Okay.
Yeah.
And your mom was over here and stuff. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, I could imagine. And you did that throughout your whole kind of life growing up? Or?
Yeah, until I hit probably 18. Okay. And I decided that I was no longer going to go back and forth.
And then after that, did you move here to Santa Barbara, or did you come straight to Santa Barbara? Was your mom here, or?
Yeah, no, my mom is here. She's been here for since I have, I don't know, maybe like years. She has family here.
Okay.
So I came back like straight to Santa Barbara.
Okay, and then did you just stay here?
I decided that I wanted to go to Colorado, so I wanted to do that, but it was more like a thought.
Okay.
So I did visit. I hang out. It really didn't fit.
Is this still something that you consider doing, or?
Not Colorado precisely, but maybe some other place. Yes.
Okay. I say that because I've thought about leaving Santa Barbara as well too. I mean, I grew up here and I've been here all my life pretty much. I moved to Oxnard, but it's not that far for people that don't know. It's like 30, 45 minutes.
Yeah. No, it's like when I moved to Lompoc, I was there for 3 years and I was still coming back to Santa Barbara.
Yeah, I mean,
technically I was never out.
Yeah, and that's one of the reasons why I asked you, would you go back to Colorado? Because Colorado is one of the places that I actually considered moving to. I visited a couple times. It's beautiful. I have family up there and stuff like that too. So that's why I asked, but... and hence being is because Santa Barbara is just crazy expensive.
Well, I mean, besides being crazy expensive, it's beautiful at the end of the day.
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah, but you're right. Colorado is beautiful. I have family there. And yes, it's still in my head. Maybe in the future, build something and move over there.
Yeah.
Have something settled there. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, Colorado is a cool place. And then what do you currently do right now? Like, what is like your career and stuff like that? Or like.
So right now I'm a CNA.
Okay.
I didn't want to go to that, but I ended up going back after a hard relationship that I had.
Yeah.
But, it's just the way that you kind of fall down and lift yourself up.
Yeah, exactly.
So I said, okay, let's go ahead and do that. I went back to nursing and I am working at CNA in a nursing facility, which is really cool, really nice. I got to experience and talk to a lot of elderly.
Yeah.
They give me, different vibes, their stories.
Yeah, I'm sure they have tons of stories.
Yeah,
Because they're all older, more experienced and whatnot.
Definitely.
No, that's cool. Okay, go ahead.
No, sorry about that. And then on the side, I really love and enjoy teaching.
Okay.
So that's where I wanted to stay the majority of the time. But realistically speaking, we live in Santa Barbara, so you have to make sure that you have a settled income.
Yeah.
Because what I do, I like training, but I do understand that not everybody has the time or the money.
Yeah.
So the majority of the classes that I do are pretty much for free.
Okay. And then where do you do this at?
So the ones that I do right now, it's at Fitness 19. There's 2 classes that I give per week.
Okay.
And then there's another class that I give in Lompoc, and that is every other Sunday. And that is pretty much something that we just started working with this new gym that was created a year ago. Yeah.
Okay. No, that's cool. And then what type of like, I guess, training you guys implement and stuff like that in this?
Well, right now in the Fitness 19, it's mostly like a HIIT class.
Okay.
I do get a lot of elderly people with a lot of injuries, like back injuries, knee injuries, and everything. So there's a lot of modification. It's mostly target to them. It really depends on how many I have. Sometimes I have 20 people and 10 of them are elderly, so I have to modify everything.
Okay.
Other times I have 15 girls and they're all strong and we can jump to it.
Like do a lot of crazy movements.
Yeah.
And stuff. Okay.
Yeah, but it's always targeting to them and for them. So, I always have a lot of modifications and a lot of stuff that the gym doesn't have. So I carry my stuff around for them.
Okay, no, that's cool. And what kind of like motivated you to like do like fitness or being a fitness trainer or stuff like that? Like, what was your inspiration behind that?
My own story.
Okay.
When I started this, I was, as I mentioned before, I was almost 300 pounds heavy. So going to the gym by myself and trying to figure out how to move the machine, how to, maintain my weight, how to split my body in half was a struggle for me. Contacting a male personal trainer that, don't get me wrong, you guys are great.
Yeah.
You guys are super good and everything and all that stuff, but you're not in a female head.
Which makes sense. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we have so many insecurities. Even if we change our bodies and mold them in a different way, we still have those insecurities in our head. And sometimes working with the female, knowing what they're going through, it's less difficult than actually getting a guy.
Yeah.
You guys look the part, seen.
Yeah, and we're like, all right, just do it, just do it. Yeah, let's go. You can do it. Yeah.
Yes. And then 80% of me going into the gym was my brother.
Okay.
Yeah, he one day came to me and he was like, if I can change my life and mold my body, you can do it too.
Yeah.
And pretty much he kind of held me from my hand and took me to the gym and kind of set me, guide me. Yeah. And then it was on me to figure out the nutrition, everything else in general.
And then how long you've been doing this for?
I've been training other people. I've been doing it roughly 2 to 3 years.
Okay.
But maybe, swimming in this industry, maybe like 5 to 6 years.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes.
Nice. And then how long did your for people to like kind of just get a time frame and stuff like that for those who are struggling, let's say with like losing weight or like achieving the body that they want, kind of like a time frame of how long it took you to, get to where you are now?
Well, let me think. I can say that I went to so many diets, but nothing worked until I actually committed to the healthy diet. Healthy lifestyle of eating. And then the gym, and it probably took me a year to go to point A to point B, and roughly another 2 years to maintain and mold, just create the muscle. Because it's not gonna come naturally and just by itself. Just because you lost the weight, it's not gonna be there tomorrow. No, it took time.
Of course, yeah, and for anybody who's like listening and to this podcast, like this stuff, like I was a personal trainer as well too. I did for like 6-7 years before I got back surgery and stuff, and I was also overweight. I was like 260 pounds. I knew what it felt like to like want to be see these buff guys in the gym that had muscles and stuff like that, and I knew and felt like I wanted to look like them and stuff. And it was definitely a journey for me as well too. It took me I would probably say about 5 years of literally learning, nutrition, learning how to, properly how many calories I should be eating, my macros and all these things. And after those 5 years, I lost, all the weight I needed to lose. And then from there, I went from two, I believe it was like 260 pounds all the way down to like 170. So I lost almost,
Almost
100 pounds.
everything, and then
And I was really skinny. Because I would literally dedicate myself to just playing soccer and doing cardio. That's literally all I did.
So you lost weight in general.
Exactly. Yeah. And I wish I would have lifted weights as I was dropping. So for those of you listening who are like, a little bit on the bigger side and are looking to, drop the weight and stuff like that, I would definitely recommend lifting weights as you're dropping and as
definitely. Me too. Because me as a girl, as a woman, lifting weights, it's not something natural that comes to us. In general, you see the stereotype girl that's pushing the legs but neglecting the upper body and whatnot. Like technically, no, you're not gonna look manly if you lift weights. Because today I say that I enjoy lifting as heavy as I can, as my body allows me without hurting myself. And I enjoy that fact, the adrenaline rush that you get. And then maintaining my body in the position that I want. It's something else too. The nutrition, you're so right. And for me, it took a little bit less just because I had the background of the nursing. So I kind of grab that part and combine it into the conditioning.
And I'm sure it helps a lot with knowing nursing and kind of knowing the body.
Yes, knowing the body. Yes. The biochemics of the body.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. That sure plays a big part in like being able to succeed a lot faster than most people because you have that whole background.
Well, I'm not saying that I cheated in that aspect, but it did help. It did help a lot. Yes, it did.
Absolutely. And then that's another note on that too. It's like if you are on the journey of like fitness and trying to like get your body to where you really want it to be, is like never stop learning. Like,
no, definitely
that's the most important thing. Never stop learning. What I did when I was, when I was overweight and I started, I lost the weight and then I started to lift after I got really skinny. I would literally just go up to guys that were like dudes that had like big arms, and I'd be like, because I wanted big arms, and I'm like, hey dude, how do you do, what exercises do you do to get those arms? Sometimes they would literally just tell me to fuck off, and then which it happens, it happens, like there's dudes out there that are like dicks and stuff, right? But it happens. I know it happens, but there was also times where there's guys that would like help me so much and be like, hey, yeah, do that. And then to my point is like, don't be afraid to like, if you don't really know something and you see somebody that like, you're like, oh, that guy has like, a big chest, right? Or something. Like, don't be afraid to be like, hey dude, like, like what?
Yeah,
what
just
you do?
ask. The worst that can happen is that they
just say, "Oh no,"
no, I'm not.
Exactly,
But yeah, you're so right because I had this experience myself. When I go to the gym to train my body to go in, I focus on myself and to do what I have to do, and it really depends on what's open for me. And in my head, I'm changing the routine. Like I had this going on, and then that's not open, so I'm not gonna wait there for 10 minutes. And lose my 10 minutes of my time. Time is viable. So I'll just change my routine, and I go with the straight face, like I'm gonna go do this. And some people have approached me in different occasions and ask me, hey, how do you do this? And I turn around with a smile on my face. And I'm like, you can do it like this. You can do it like that. Modification right here. And then they turn around at me and they're like, I was so nervous to speak to you because you walk with the bitch face. And I'm like, oh, well, I'm sorry, you know? But yeah, moral of the story is that even if you see the big guy, working as hard as they can, just approach them. The worst that can happen is they come to you after their workout and explain to you what they're doing, or they turn around and say no. But you don't lose anything. You probably gain more than nothing.
And then apart from that too, I mean, like obviously a lot of information that I got too is on the YouTube and stuff like that. I would look up a lot of things, credible people that knew a lot about, fitness or nutrition and all that, or like that lifestyle. And I'll literally just watch them and see what they did and then learn from them. And then that's how I was able also to get new information, try new exercises and stuff like that. And then how do you think like form? Do you think that is very important?
I do think that form is very important, but if we go to CrossFit, I mean, I'm not targeting, I'm not targeting
Yeah.
that one, but they lift as heavy as they can and the form is whack, and they still go at it and you see their bodies and they're built. So I think that at certain point, form is, the essential when you're learning, but when you get to know your body and how to do it, there's some cheating movements that you can, easily do.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that everything is a cheating movement, but there is some parts of them. But at the end of the day, you don't want to get hurt. So you want to focus on what you're doing and how you're doing it. And let's go. We're not doing CrossFit all the time.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. Well, because like, what would you consider like hit cardio kind of CrossFit, or like not hit cardio, hit like weight training kind of CrossFit in a sense?
No,
Is it,
not
or is
really.
it more?
It's more of essential of knowing how to lift. For heavy lifting, I noticed that a lot of bodybuilders do specify on the form, the correct form to lift and carry and everything. Yeah, and then it's like bodybuilders and all that stuff, because I've been around a lot of bodybuilders. I put myself in every situation that I could. I went to bodybuilder gyms. I've been to CrossFits. I've been to everything that I can. In fact, I have a mud run coming up, and that's only so I can get the feel of what's going on, because I don't want to be training other people and say, hey, I know what I'm doing, but I have never actually been in your shoes.
Yeah, never done that. Never had the experience.
Yes. So, I mean, I competed for heavy lifting. I have competed for other stuff. What I have not done is for, I really don't want to put myself in a stage and perform. I do applaud people that do that.
It's
hard. It's hard. Yes. I think Zach, right?
Zach,
does it.
Yeah, he does.
Which I see his body and I'm just like, oh God, I'm not saying I want something like that.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that the discipline that he has to go through
immense.
everything it's something to applaud.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. No, yeah, I've thought about doing bodybuilding and stuff like that, but I mean, at the same time, I'm like, do I really want to like? I like my burgers and my ice cream and stuff. I'm not gonna lie. So it's like, I could fully dedicate myself to really just, however 16 weeks or however long they do it for. But I mean, do I really want to do it?
Yeah, you're gonna have to have, like a hard mindset of it and put yourself through a very strict dedication and commitment.
Yeah.
If you want to go through that route. I technically want to say that I want to do it one day to just give it a try and figure out how it goes. But I do have other friends that have gone through it, and I've seen it, on hand, how their mental state goes down.
Oh yeah.
And like you said, I like eating. I have changed my body and I have lost so many pounds, but I still like eating. I still enjoy, the cheesecake every now and then, yes.
Yeah, you still want to be able to enjoy those things because, I mean, again, we're not, robots. And we're not
and then you only have one life. You got to live it to the fullest and enjoy as much as you can.
Exactly.
As I tell my girls when I'm teaching them, it's like, never be afraid to go up on your weight or go down on your weight. And same thing with your food. Never be afraid of eating the extra, slice just because you think you're going to get fat. You're not going to get fat. You're just going to enjoy that at the moment. And then later on, your body's going to,
it's more so just kind of just making it a lifestyle. That's the main thing. Like, obviously, if you're not going to compete and if you're not going to do like any of that, like bodybuilding and on stage or, obviously there's powerlifting, there's all, but
there's tons.
But there's tons of different types of, sports, but, fitness sports, but, if you're not really going to do any of that stuff, just try to make it a lifestyle. That's what I tell clients all the time.
And if you think about it as a lifestyle, it's not as hard as to think about it. Oh, now I have to follow the diet.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, it's a diet. And you get so tired in your head just by thinking that it's a diet.
And then a lot of people think they're like, oh, okay, I got to like track this, like to the T. It's good to do that when you're first starting. So you get an idea of kind of like how many calories this is, how many calories this is. But at the end of the day, it's all just about the amount of calories you're eating.
Correct.
And obviously, if you're trying to build muscle, then you got to make sure you're putting in the right amount of protein in the body.
Yes.
So when it comes to, figuring out how many calories you're eating and all this stuff, it's not, people make it so complicated.
It's not complicated. It's not complicated at all. Yeah.
Yeah. People make it super complicated to the point where like, they try it and they give up because it's like, oh my God, this is like.
But that's the thing that a lot of people have tried it and then got halfway there and then just give up. If they just, pushed a little bit longer, they go through the other side and they realize that metabolism wise, it was already getting there. It's just the fact that you have to look at it as, you say, a lifestyle.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, eventually you can eat everything you want. Why? Because your body gets adjusted to that and it's fuel for the gains.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Yeah, no, and it's interesting you say all that stuff too, just because like to figure out the intake of calories, like people get this wrong all the time, and when it comes to like, okay, I want to lose weight, like, but I don't know what to do or what to eat and stuff. Just stick to like whole foods, like literally like foods that like chicken, turkey, beef, salmon, tilapia, just the things that are just whole, that don't have a lot of preservatives and stuff like that, because especially here in the United States, there's a lot of preservatives that create inflammation in the body.
And sometimes we don't know what.
Exactly. Yeah. And that's another thing I would recommend people do, is educate yourself in nutrition, in understanding like, okay, what is this? What is that? Because there's a lot of things, like I said, like once you really understand nutrition facts and start to read nutrition facts, you'll really understand, okay, this is not good for me.
Yeah. And it's not macros. It's just understanding what you're putting in your body.
Exactly. Because that's super important, because at least here in the States, because if you go like to Europe and stuff like that, they have there's a lot of things that are banned in Europe that
which is
the state,
really
which is crazy, because it's like you eat like, for example, you eat pasta with a bunch of preservatives here, and then you go to
macaroni
Europe,
and cheese.
Yeah, and then you go to Europe and have pasta out there, you don't even feel bloated. Feel nasty, nothing like that.
And it's so light on your body. Definitely.
Yeah.
It's like I can say with the Mexican food culinary, it's so different, it tastes so good. And every single time I go back and eat those extra tacos or greasy tacos from the street, and I just think in my head, I like, well, this is gonna hurt my body. It doesn't. It doesn't. No. Yeah. It's just, the enjoyment of doing it, but without feeling like I can't do this anymore. Because at the end of the day, it's different.
Yeah.
But if I get the same tacos here, the same amount of tacos here, then it's the conservatives and everything that it has.
Yeah. 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 No, it makes a huge difference. Because on that note too, it's like when I go visit Mexico as well too, and I go eat, all the food out there. And I eat a lot. Like when I tell you, I eat a lot. But when I'm out of the country, I eat a lot more, because I know that it's not going to really affect me as much as if I was to eat the same amount of calories here.
Yes. I think I noticed the same thing, especially when at the altitude, depends on the altitude where I'm going. Sometimes if I am too high, I get bloated, but I know that it's the altitude. As soon as I go back to the same level of the sea, I'm back to normal. And so people have to realize that when you go on vacation, you can eat, you can enjoy, you can do everything. You come back and then go back and track. It's okay to live a life, live a little, enjoy yourself. It's not an everyday like, I'm going to go to the gym 7 days a week. There's no rest days. Come on, people. Your body needs to rest.
And on that note too, it's just recently actually, you'll know when your body needs rest, because you'll start to feel sick. You'll start to get sick. And that's what happened to me about like 2 weeks ago. I would be training hard all the time, every day. And then I started getting migraines, and that's how I know my body needs to relax and rest. And then I rested 2 days, and then I felt amazing. And I felt even stronger when I came back to the gym.
Yeah, because technically people just don't realize that rest is as necessary as the training.
Oh yeah.
You need your body to heal. You need your mind to rest itself. Sometimes being at the gym, yes, it helps. It gets all the demons out and whatnot. But sometimes being too much in the gym gets the demons back.
Yeah.
You just have to go out and enjoy your family too,
Yeah.
Have some walk on the beach, something that will distress you.
Yeah.
Get you out of
it doesn't always have to be like go to the gym, lift weights. You could do things out. Like we live in Santa Barbara. For those of you who don't know where Santa Barbara is, it's in California. But it's such a beautiful place.
It is.
That it's like there's no reason for you not to go out.
Yeah, there's always something to do. Those hikes, the beach, everything in general. It's really nice. There's a lot of museums too. If you don't want to go out in nature, There's a bunch.
No,
of
there's
stuff that
there's some people that live here. Y'all better be doing something.
which you don't, because
But-
you tell me how many times have you gone?
That's true. That's true. I haven't
past
gone.
week.
Yeah, I have not once.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And we have the summer approaching. The days are changing.
Yeah.
It's beautiful outside.
Yeah.
And we don't think about it. We just be like, oh, whatever.
Yeah, I like hiking. We have really nice hikes out here and stuff, like hike trails. I'll do that from time to time, but the beach, like technically that's what you're paying for when
Yeah.
you live here in Santa Barbara. That's why it's so expensive. And obviously the weather is always amazing all year round.
Except this year. This year,
That's
the
true.
weather is changing on us.
It's been a
Yes.
little,
But it's still hot. It's still hot.
yeah, it's not as bad as other places and stuff like that. But kind of just to close it off, I just wanted to ask you, like for the viewers and stuff like that, like what would you, like if they're struggling with, like, let's say fitness or like their mindset or something they're struggling with within those two, or even like relationships and stuff like that, what would you tell them for them to get motivated and like to just keep going and stuff like that?
In general, for them to get motivated, just to get out of their head. Don't overthink it. Because humans tend to overthink stuff. In general, fitness, life, love, jobs, opportunities that we have, and we overthink them. And then we bring them down and then sabotage ourselves. Don't overthink it. Just go ahead and do it. You want to go ahead and start your fitness journey, make a note of what you want to do and be realistic of your goals. Because some people come to me and be like, hey, Coach Anna, how can I lose 20 pounds in 2 months? Realistically speaking, you're not going to lose 20 pounds in 2 months, but you're going to gain mobility. You're going to gain, a little bit of muscle here. You're going to start losing a lot of water. So this is what it is. It's like, make a list of what your goals, realistical goals, not just in fitness journey. If you're going to apply for a new job, put your mind to it and be like, yes, I'm going to get this job, but don't overthink it. Don't be like, oh, if I apply, what happens if I don't get it? What happens if it's the overthinking that drains you down. So just do it. Just definitely go ahead and do it.
Cool. Awesome. So I appreciate you having me here, Anna.
Well, thank you.
I hope to, of course, I hope to have you again. We'll keep an update and we'll check on you again, like maybe six months from now, see where you're at. Thanks guys for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, follow Anna. What's your Instagram? Your social media platform.
I don't have it on hand, but let me tell you. I can tell you. Sorry.
It was like wings,
fly, butterfly. Yeah, that's me.
wings. Yeah, okay. I was like, it was something like that.
Something like that. I mean, I have it. I created it.
I'll put it on the bottom.
Yes.
So, follow her on Instagram. Follow her journey and what she's doing. Don't forget to subscribe, guys. I appreciate you guys following and subscribing. Share this video to anybody who you think needs some inspiration or in the fitness industry and
type of
nutrition. And motivation. So thanks, guys. We'll see you on the next episode.
Thank you.